Hello and welcome, I'm Chris and this is the Hair Tutorial channel, and on this channel I give you weekly hair tutorials on hair cutting, hair colouring and hair up. And on this week's video I'm going to be looking at another mullet cut. I have a couple of mullet cuts and I'll link them below in the description and up here in cards, but this is much shorter, much more texturized. So let's get to the block. Okay, so we've divided the head up. And we're going to start on the short piece. Now you could, if you wanted to, just simply get a pair of clippers, run a pair of clippers through this and take it as short as you wanted. However, I don't want to do that. I want to try and do something with it when I've finished, which you'll see. So I'm just going to get that up and out of the way. As you can see, I'm keeping that section clear. So I'm going to bring this out and I'm going to angle my fingers just down towards the ground, just to put a little bit of graduation in it. And I'm just going to work my way up. So I'm pulling directly out of the head, and all I'm doing, just angling my fingers down towards the ground. Okay, you can take this as short or leave this section as long as you want. I'm going to come back in at the end once this is all dry anyway and scissor over comb this and do something else with it if the head block will allow me to do that. Okay, so now obviously we've done exactly the same on the other side, and we're going to be moving to our top section. We're going to be starting on the crown area, and this again is sort of going to guide us in the length of the haircut. So there's a number of different things you could do here. So I've just taken about a ½ inch section across the crown, and again you could razor cut this, you could club cut this, you can do whatever you want. I'm going to probably go about 3 inches on this crown in length. And I'm cutting, as you can see, just horizontally across the head. All right, now I'm going to take another section and I'm going to bring everything back to this crown area. So by the time I reach this front, all of this hair at the front is going to be over directed back, but I want to leave a little bit of length at that front, give me something to play with when I come to sort of the end of the haircut. So as you can see on the last section, I'm breaking these down into manageable sizes. I'm over directing that front piece all the way back to this crown and just cutting it. So theoretically I could have actually just taken this whole section in one go and cut the whole thing in one go if as I want. Yeah, if I wanted to, because basically that is all I'm doing. So you can see I'm club cutting, however, so I'm going to have a little bit more work to sort of do at the end of the haircut because of that. Okay, so now we've got our side in, and now we've also got the top in. So So the haircut really is beginning to sort of take shape and take form now. So now it's going to be on to our back sections. So I'm just going to clip this underneath section, which is obviously our long piece, which is going to give us our real sort of mullet. So now I'm going to go to find a center parting on my block, and what we should see is, because I've over directed this front all the way back to the crown area, we should have it going from short to long, which is exactly what we've got. And I'm going to carry this on around the crown. So I'm going to take my section down to just above that occipital bone, where the hair is all sectioned off, ready to go into the mullet. Okay, so now I'm just going to follow that square across the head. Just follow it down until come into the section that I've clipped out of the way. Once again, I'm going to work my way around this side of the head, and then obviously work my way around the other side of the head. You can see I'm working in an orange section, so I'm pivoting from that central point. Now I'm taking orange segments, but I am pulling it just straight out the head. I'm not over directing it back to my previous section or anywhere else. It's literally just coming straight up and being taken straight. As you can see, we've got our short side, okay, which I want to work with, and I've left a bit of hair here. I may end up taking that off, I don't know. Then we've got our layers into the back. We've still got to blend this through a little bit. You could leave it totally disconnected if you wanted to, if the hair would allow you to. And then on the other side, we've obviously got some fringe here, because we over directed this front back. That gives us a little bit to play with, a little bit of an option. So what I'm going to do now is chuck a semi-permanent over it for 15 minutes, dry it off, and then we're going to do all the sort of the tweaking and the interesting bits. So I'll see you in 15 minutes. So like I said, I've just very quickly popped over a semi-permanent colour onto this and dried it and done nothing else to it. So you can see we've got our short undercut, we've got the length on the front, we've got these long pieces, and of course we've got our disconnection. Now it's at this point that really everything sort of totally begins to change, because there's going to be people watching this that are going to hate these long pieces. There are going to be people that want me to cut those off, people that want me to leave them, people that want this long fringe got rid of, and really what is in essence a very simple haircut. And now what's going to happen is I'm going to obviously add my own personality to it, take it to what me or to the client wants, and this is where it's totally going to transform and become a very different sort of haircut. I could add more texture to it, I could leave this front long so that I'm able to do something with it. So I'm now going to just start by actually sort of working on this side panel first and feathering in this a little bit. I'm still not sure if I'm going to leave these, not leave these. Even I can't decide at this stage. And then again, I'm going to move on to the fringe. Am I going to keep this? At the minute, I'm sort of thinking I might go very short on the fringe and let this other stuff overhang over it. But again, as I sort of move it around, as I sort of play with it, as I see how it lies, you know, then I'm going to go from there. Let's get cutting.